evening. I'm Barb Yetzer, and I'm the principal here at Red Tail Ridge Elementary. And I'd like to welcome all of you who will soon to be sending your young children to kindergarten, and welcome any of those little kiddos out there who are soon to be kindergartners, and then those two that are listening in to this presentation. Thank you for being here and tuning in to find out more about our kindergarten programs we have to offer you here at the Prior Lake Savage Area School District. The quality learning experience we provide is because we have dedicated people in every corner of our district. Tonight I am here with some of my elementary colleague principals, and at this time I will have them introduce themselves.
Good evening, I'm Caroline Warner, principal at Westwood Elementary and Sage Academy.
Good evening, I'm Sam Frederickson, principal at Hamilton Ridge. So nice to see a great crowd. Thanks for being here tonight.
Hello everybody, I'm Katie Sherman and I'm principal at Five Fox Elementary, and applaud you for coming out on this dark, cold night, so thank you for being here.
Our community-created strategic plan outlines our promise to you. Our mission is to educate all learners to reach their full potential as contributing and productive members of our ever-changing global community. This mission gives us permission and a responsibility to implement our shared values and strategic directions and goals that lead us to that mission and vision. We align all of our work and programs, including kindergarten, to our strategic plan to ensure a great experience for students in a high-performing and quality school district. We know that every child learns differently. Therefore, we believe all kindergartners need a variety of developmentally appropriate activities throughout their day to grow their gross and fine motor skills, cognitive development, and social emotional development. We provide this education through highly trained, licensed teachers who have a passion for education. They are ready to deliver high-quality instruction and a successful kindergarten experience for your child. Here is a short video about a day in the life of a kindergartner.
My name is Dr. Michael Thomas, and I am the superintendent with Prior Lake Savage Area Schools. I am thrilled that you are choosing our district and that you're beginning your amazing learning journey as a kindergartner. And if you're looking for a great opportunity, this truly is the district of choice. So, what do we do here in Prior Lake Savage Area Schools? Well, we are super excited to tell our story and about the fun you're going to have as a student in our district. Come with me and we'll take a look.
Hi, I'm Mr. Glenn, the principal at Jeffers Pond Elementary. Did you know in kindergarten you're going to learn how to read books, write your own stories, and investigate the world of science? I wonder what your favorite thing is to learn about.
I'm Mrs. Yetzer, principal at Red Tail Ridge Elementary. Did you know in kindergarten you get to go to recess every single day? What do you want to do during recess?
Hi, I'm Mrs. Sherman, principal at Five Fox Elementary. Did you know that in kindergarten, you get to learn outside? What do you like to do with your time outside? Hi, I'm Dr. Warner, principal at Westwood Elementary. Did you know in kindergarten, you get to choose from 3 options for lunch and eat the lunchroom with your friends? What do you like to eat for lunch?
Hi, I'm Mr. Frederickson, the principal at Hamilton Ridge Elementary School. Did you know that in kindergarten you go to specialist classes like media and music and art and PE? You like to play and create?
Hi, I'm Mrs. Molliger, principal at Glendale Elementary. Did you know that in kindergarten you get to meet and play with your friends every day? What do you like to do with your friends?
Hola, I'm Senor Kuczynski, principal of La Ola del Lago at Greenwood. Did you know that in kindergarten, everybody has the opportunity to ride a school bus? Where will you go on a school bus?
We are super excited for you to start kindergarten here at Prior Lake Savage Area Schools. See you soon.
Our full-day kindergarten program is located in each of our elementary schools. If you are unsure about which school is your boundary area, you can find it in the school finder on our district website that you can access. Put your address in and it will tell you which school is your boundary school. And wherever you live in the district, if your choice is to go to La Ola del Lago at Greenwood, the Spanish immersion school, there is district-wide busing for that. The full-day kindergarten experience comes two options for families. We have the traditional full-day kindergarten and the full-day Spanish immersion program at La Ola del Lago at Greenwood.
Keep saying full-day kindergarten because most of us who are having kindergarten children or kindergarten grandchildren are being in half-day kindergarten. But we're very fortunate in the state of Minnesota that we have full-day kindergarten paid for through the government. Prior Lake Savage has actually had free full-day kindergarten for longer than the state has been paying for it. Your children will be in the 19th year of offering full-day kindergarten here at Prior Lake, which is, I think, pretty exciting. The boundary schools, again, we have the free transportation and free breakfast. We've always had free breakfast for kindergarten the last few years, but we also have free lunch and breakfast for all of our students. I'm beginning to signal a little bit closer to my mom. There we go. Wow, listen to that. And start times will vary. So if you're not sure which building you're at, use the map that you saw a moment ago. But also look to see what start times are. We have some that start a little earlier and some that start a little later. But no matter what time your building starts, we do have before and after school care with Kids Company, which is the And this next slide, I'm not going to read you because there's a lot up there. I just want you to notice a couple things. The first part up there talks about social readiness and work habits. We use a responsive classroom model. We really believe that learning, for the most part, is a social endeavor. So it's very important that we have healthy classroom communities where students know how they can rely on each other and learn from each other and work together. So usually they start with some sort of morning meeting where we're talking about how we work as a community, what happens, unable to work as a community, and how we work through that. And then you'll see for all of our core areas, reading, writing, math, and science, we do have whole group instruction in all those areas. Sometimes it's called core instruction. And you'll also notice that there are words up there like small group instruction and extension or remediation, because we want to make sure in the whole group, core instruction, kids get access to grade level standards. If a child are struggling with that, then we work with them to get them there. And if they're already above it, then we work to extend as well. But the point is that kids get the grade level standards and then the just right learning as well. We move them along and keep them up with their peers. A lot of this work is supported by specialists as well. So we do have reading specialists in our building, and we work with a company called Reading Corps. We also have a couple positions of staff members who actually work with teachers to help them better differentiate for their students. We have differentiation specialists. We also have instructional coaches, so we can really fine-tune what our kids are needing by supporting our staff. And also today, kids go to specialist time, where they leave the classroom, and they might go to art, or music, or media. They also go to gym twice a week right now. Those specialists are 50 minutes a day, or 250 minutes over the course of the week. So you can see a lot happens in our classroom from that event.
Mark mentioned we have 7 elementary schools. 6 are what we would decide or call contemporary or traditional, and then we have one choice program called La Ola del Lago at Greenwood. We'll just show you a quick video to learn more about that program.
Prior Lake Savage Area Schools.
Immersion education is kind of the gateway to understanding our global world.
From the moment they walk into school, these students are surrounded by the Spanish language.
It allows students the ability to connect with other people that speak a different language. It increases cognitive flexibility thinking, and it allows students to see things from a different perspective.
Curriculum parallels traditional English-speaking elements. Where all students achieve at high levels, but is taught with Spanish words, phrases, and images.
One of the things that we always do is singing. It's lots of singing. That's how they acquire vocabulary. That's how they get so engaged in the language.
Research has proven the immersion experience enhances English language development, problem solving, and creativity. Everything students learn is transferable across languages.
Me llamo Ella. Qué amable estás y
The same academic standards of traditional classrooms in the district are applied at Loyola del Lago, and most students here do not come from Spanish-speaking homes.
when they learn at younger age, I mean, their brain captures both languages, even 3, 4, and just develop them.
Parents are encouraged to be enthusiastic and supportive, just as they would if their child was in an English-speaking classroom.
Immersion education is very important in every country because help the students to have a very open mind.
Our personal experience has been that our daughter now going into 3rd grade is far above even how she can read in English compared to her older siblings.
I think a lot of the benefits have yet to be seen because we're looking into the future. I think about employment opportunities.
As we're teaching the kids the Spanish language, they're picking up those nuances and picking up those mannerisms as well as the language itself.
Students learn from repetition, music, visual instruction, active participation, and from each other.
Same chart that Sam just talked about, and we bring it up here to note that the programming at Loyola del Lago is just like the programming at the contemporary buildings. The difference is that students will achieve proficiency in their first language and also their second. Parents sometimes wonder if they have to be a Spanish speaker to enroll their child in Loyola del Lago, and we would like to assure you that that is not necessary. You don't have to speak Spanish to support your child with homework at home. Some of the traditional math, facts, reading, those things that you would do in any school building. One thing that we do ask is parents to embrace the philosophy of immersion and to encourage your students through some difficult times to persevere. They will start as kindergartners and first graders with a lot of unknown words, and encouragement from mom and dad at home to persevere keeps them in there and hanging in there when the days might get tough. We do find that research consistently finds that immersion education is beneficial to students. While there might be an initial lag in their English acquisition of reading and writing, we do find that that gap narrows, and by 5th grade it doesn't exist. As an entire district, we are known for our environmental education, and our district has been recognized as a Green Ribbon School for Sustainability by the Minnesota Department of Education. In addition, we have a rich history of eSTEM education. We were the first district-wide elementary school to have eSTEM programming in the state of Minnesota. You may know that eSTEM stands for environmental education, science, technology, engineering, and math. And those concepts are woven within all grade level curriculum, K through 5. So Barb talked about our district mission, and in alignment with our district mission to educate all learners to reach their full potential in an ever-changing global society, we believe that students need a high level of proficiency in 21st century skills. To that end, we do offer one-to-one iPad technology in the school setting. We do not send the iPads home with students. And we believe that technology helps build the 4 C's in our kids, which is creativity, collaboration, community, and critical thinking. 4 kindergartners as early as next year would start learning to code, which is a literacy skill in the digital age, start learning to code in their media classes. They do it through games and solving problems through a series of commands, and soon enough, your little ones will be coding perhaps better than you might be able to. I believe one of my colleagues mentioned responsive classroom. At Prior Lake Savage Area Schools, we believe that there's a set of social emotional skills that are as important to school success as academic skills. All of our kindergarten students learn and practice the social skills of CARES. You'll hear a lot about that next year. CARES stands for cooperation, assertion, responsibility, empathy, and self-control. And we practice those on a daily basis and coach kids into those skills. Some of the practices that we use in accordance with our responsive classroom training to build that safe and comfortable and supportive environment in their classrooms are gathering each morning meeting. The class decides on the rules that they agree to live by, and the way they discover, we call it guided discovery, the way we roll out materials to our students, interactive modeling in which students themselves show other students what is expected behavior. And all of our students in grades K through 5 practice those skills, and all of our teachers are We want you. We really welcome our parents. There's a place for everyone. There's lots of work to do in an elementary building, and we count on you and our partnership with you to help make things happen for our kids. We have formal organization, our PTC, and our DOGS, which stands for Dads of Great Kids, and they help with a number of initiatives, including fundraising. Our DOGS like to build things for our to help build things for our building, for our students if they might need support in all sorts of ways. So we'd love to see you join those organizations, but individually, we also count on parent volunteers to read with our kids, to join us for class trips, to volunteer for special events at school. And for the safety of your children, we do require a background check. It's to be completed once a year. So if you volunteer throughout the course of your child's elementary career, you would get to do 5 or 6 background checks at a cost of $21 a piece. We ask parents to pay that, but certainly invite you to let us know if that is a hardship. We want you, and we look forward to seeing you at our schools next year. Help you navigate a little bit our website. So this is what our website looks like. You would log into plsas.org, and then there's a drop-down menu with all of our elementary schools. And from there, you can choose student life. All of our buildings have leadership opportunities for kids. They're called different things in different buildings. Our 5th grade leadership group is called Globes. I know Laker Leaders exist in some of the other ones. Our schools also have junior naturalist programs for students in grades 3 through 5. We offer choir for our 4th and 5th grade students, and there's just always stuff happening at school. But to find out more about that, you can go to our district website and then find your boundary school and learn more about it. And we are excited to offer a partnership with our Community Education Department for our Kids Company program, which is a before school and after school program. So it runs from 6:30 in the morning till 6 p.m. And it's an amazing opportunity on that wraparound before school or after school for students to be able to get to have experiences with each other, also have more maybe outside time or play in the gym, have that opportunity to wrap their day around. If you are curious about that piece, the name of the information is listed there for you to take a look, and certainly that's where you would enroll and register. Each of our sites
has the Kids Company program. So it would be, the program you would enroll, if you were interested, would be at that site where your students would be kindergarten. And then I know our next slide, I think, was referenced already, but there are the specific start times for our schools. So with the 7 schools that we have, 2 of our schools are considered earlier start schools, so that's Red Tail and Five Hawks. The other schools that are listed there, you can see start at 9:20 until 3:50. So you can get a chance to look at that piece and just have that understanding. Also, I think Barb had shared looking up that school finder to figure out where your school boundary is. Then those would be the school times listed. Also, the map, again, is just that reminder for the resident families. And so you can see those locations for each of those schools that are listed there. Also, I know as Katie also mentioned, Loyola del Lago would be a district-wide program. So just as that reminder, it does include that busing. So that looks, and we can certainly, after the program, answer any of those questions that you have. But that piece about, because it is a district-wide program, there would be transportation for anyone who lives within that map area. You have access to that. Also wanted to just share something that you might have heard of or not, an in-district transfer. What that really is for resident families, and that is something that you could request. It is only granted for siblings of students that might be part of some of our special programs. So our center-based programs or our SAGE program, which is our Gifted and Talented program housed over at Westwood Elementary. And so you would just contact your building principal, work through that process. There are forms that are online, but that is an option if you had some of your siblings in one school and wanted to make sure that your siblings could attend that same school. And then also, if you are a family that is a non-resident, that is considered an open enrollment. So Prior Lake Savage Area Schools welcomes non-resident students as Lakers throughout our Minnesota Department of Education open enrollment program. And in Prior Lake Savage Area Schools, our open enrollment applies only to families who live outside of that boundary map that you just saw. So with that open enrollment, that piece is another process that I'll explain, but just that reminder that it only applies if you are not living within the boundaries of Prior Lake Savage Area Schools. So to continue with open enrollment, that piece, under that open enrollment, families are requesting an enrollment to the district. We do ask that you give us your top 3 ideas. We aren't able to guarantee those because what we do is use that open enrollment opportunity to make sure that we can balance those sections or the classrooms at each of those buildings so we don't overload one specific building and then end up having higher class sizes at one building than the other. But that capacity and that assignment will come to anyone who is interested with that piece after you fill out an application. So the next slide just talks about that. We are accepting those applications right now. So if that is something that you are curious about, you can certainly fill out that application right away for the 24-25 school year. We're accepting and approving those applications, and they will be approved as our space allows. So available on our website, you get to see that placement. Then you put those top 3 choices. We would then let you know about that placement for open enrollment in May. And we try to do that as soon as we are able to, like I said, kind of balance out those placements in each of our buildings. And I feel like I have to pass it on to Sam. Sorry.
Lots and lots about enrollment. Whether you live in the boundaries or if you're doing open enrollment, we ask you to please enroll as soon as possible, but not tonight. Enrollment opens on the 14th, so don't do it tomorrow either. But on the 14th, we ask you to start enrollment, and we're asking people if they could please complete that by January 5th. The reason for that is we have to start working around staffing pieces. And we also have to make sure we're accommodating our open enrollment. So the sooner that we know our numbers, the sooner we can make sure we have the proper staffing in place, and we can make sure we can get places for everyone with open enrollment. That does start on Thursday, so please do that as soon as possible.
If you don't, we'll just give you some reminders. Just know that we want to be working with you and communicating with you. Make sure there's a real student in, because we want your children to join us. I think kindergarten is one of the funnest group of kids, funnest group of people in the world you can ever work with. So it's important. If you're interested in registering and enrolling for La Del Lago, you have till January 18th. And if we have more than 115 students enrolled, then we'll go to a lottery system. One of the saddest things that I've had to do, and I'm sure my colleagues have had to do, is on the first day of school, we have to say to a kindergartner, I'm sorry, you have to go home. Because we don't have their immunization records. It is a state law that before students can begin school, they need their immunization. So before you register, or even go ahead and enroll and then add it later, but we do need your immunization records before that first day of school. That feels like a long ways away, but you know how time goes quickly. So it will be August before too long. Not that I'm trying to wish away winter, I love winter. But again, enrollment, go onto our district website, plsas.org/enroll. And if for some reason you'd rather do that in person, you can also come to the District Services Center, and that's open between 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. And it takes about a half an hour to work through all those pieces. But make sure you bring your paperwork along as well, including a birth certificate or a passport. Early entrance. Every once in a while, we have a family that would like to have their kindergartner start earlier than we would normally have them start. If your child is born before September 1st, they're ready to start kindergarten. If they're born after September 1st, and they're still 4 years old, then we do ask you to do early entrance. And early entrance, we have very specific criteria to make sure your child will be successful in kindergarten. So there'll be a little work we'll do with them, and there's an application again on the website, so make sure you look for that. And early childhood screening. Some of you may have already done this, but the state of Minnesota does offer a free developmental checkup that is also required for all preschool age children. It's free and simple. You just need to sign up for it. And these are done actually at Edgewood School. You accompany your child throughout the approximately about an hour process. And after the screening activities, the screener will share information regarding your child's growth and development and their learning. It gives you a sense of your early connection with the school, and you can go ahead and sign up as long as your child is 3 years, 2 months, you're ready to do the school. Educational benefits. That's a little bit of a newer term that you might have heard. The term we used to use was for free and reduced lunch, but now that lunch and breakfast are free in the state of Minnesota, we're calling it educational benefits because it's more than just that free and reduced lunch. It does help students with scholarships for field trips. There are other benefits to families for doing that, and we actually encourage all families because it can actually increase some of the funding that comes to schools. So as you're enrolling, take a look at the educational benefits and fill that out. Again, as we do field trips, it helps us have scholarships for that. It can help with child care. You can even have some discounts for internet services as well. So we do encourage that. Countdown to kindergarten. Like I said, August will be here soon. September will be here soon. Tomorrow night, there is an open house for La Del Lago. And then the 14th, like I mentioned already, is when we enroll. And does anyone remember the date you'd like to have it done by? January 5th, nice. Nice, your kids are going to do awesome. A couple other days we want you to be aware of is we also do an open house in May. And we do something called Great Start to Kindergarten, or assessment days in the summer. And we really want to start learning about your child as soon as possible. And it also is a chance for your child to come into the school so it starts feeling like their school. Every once in a while, especially before we get programs like this, you have that first day of school where we have the knee hugger kindergartners who don't want to let go of mom or dad's legs. But after they've been to that open house, after they've been to the assessment days, they feel like it's their school and march in, they're ready to go that first day. It's really pretty fun, especially if they're missing teeth. Kindergartners are awesome. And I think it's time for Barb.
Before we finish up our information session with you, we have to put a plug in for the job openings we have in the district. We are hiring here in the Prior Lake Savage area schools. We've got some great positions, and if that would be of interest to anyone, maybe here, all you need to do is go right on, click on that website. It'll take you right to a really quick application form. If not, please, please, please share this with others. The best way we can find and attract people is through word of mouth. So if you know anyone who might be interested in working with kids in an educational setting, please reach out and let them know. And that brings us to a close. We just want you to know that if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to any one of us of the boundary schools that your student is going to be attending. This is being videotaped, so this will be back on the website tomorrow at some point, but we will stay for general questions. If there's just some general questions that you feel would benefit everyone, we would ask that you share out those questions. And then we also will be, the four of us will be staying, and we'll kind of position ourselves around if there's some personal questions that you want to ask us about your student. So, thank you so much for coming. We are looking forward to seeing all these little ones in May 1st is when they're going to be coming in for that day where they get to ride a school bus and get to see the kindergarten classrooms and all of those fun things. So, once again, thank you so much for coming.